Welcome to another AMA with Kadena Project Network. In this episode, we will be speaking with the team from Kadena Mining Club. This conversation was recorded on May 21st, 2022, live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of KPN directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research on the projects presented. Also make sure to follow our account to be alerted of new uploads. Now let's get started. Enjoy!
Yo, what's up everyone?
Hello.
Hope everyone's doing good today.
Yeah, good afternoon everybody. Is that you, Manatee, on the
Yeah, it is.
account? Cool.
It is, yeah.
Cool. Good to get on a line with you, Manatee. I don't think we've spoke before yet.
No, I don't think we have. Yeah. Interested in learning more about KMC. Definitely had my eye on it for a while. So
For sure, yeah, we're looking forward to sharing, and from both myself and the team and the whole KMC community, we're really thankful that you took the time to reach out and kind of put this together. So we very much been looking forward to it. And what's going on, Cameron?
Yeah, man, not too much. How's it going today?
Just excited for this show. Video production's not my strong suit, so I was doing a little bit of that today. You can check the last tweet we did. Big shout out to George. You guys know GP, Ultra Vibe Ego. He made these amazing Kadena light fixtures. I don't know if you've seen them.
Oh yet. Yeah, I got one myself actually.
Did you, Manatee? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'll put out a tweet later today, but I'll post a picture.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very cool.
What design did you get?
I got the chain web design. It's like it's the one. It has it's like a chain web shape and K in the middle. I don't know if anyone else has seen that one yet, but it's pretty cool. I'll send out a picture later today.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. The chain. That's so cool, dude. He handmade that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
Really cool.
That's talent right there. Manatee, can I ask, can we get Jad and Daniel and Nugert voice for this, please?
Oh yeah. I'll add you as a co-host too if you want to invite anyone else.
Awesome. Yeah, that works. We're definitely not a one-man team over here, so.
So you said Jad and Daniel and
Nugert.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yep. All right. We'll go ahead and get started in 2 minutes.
All right. Sounds great. How's everybody been surviving this temporary dip in the market?
Sorry, of course I'm mid tweet right now, so I'm like, I can't hit the unmute button. But yeah, no. I've been all right. I actually just ended up selling my miner myself just to try and take advantage before the KD5s went down in price. So sadly, fucking Purelator dropped the fucking thing. So buddy who bought it ended up having to get it repaired, and I lost a bit of money on that. But anyways, other than that, yeah, no, I was a part of the Luna crash too, because that's where a lot of my NFTs were. So it's been a wild couple weeks for sure. Luckily, I guess my stuff was all in NFTs because they can kind of just go off chain and, can kind of try and recoup as long as the projects have the will to do so. So, yeah, I guess I was a little better off than most, but definitely have seen some crazy stories over the past couple weeks, especially with that Luna crash. There's a lot of people got affected by that one.
Yeah, I didn't own any Luna, luckily. But do you know if are they gonna do that, Cameron? They're gonna transfer all the Luna NFTs to the Luna 2? I think that was
I don't know about that specifically. I think Like, I think the only one who's for sure staying right now, or maybe not, but on the fence still, is Galactic Punks. But I think that's because they also run a validator node. So they had other things at play there, kind of thing. And they voted with their DAO kind of thing. But like, I know Wrecked Wolves were going to layer 0. So like an Ethereum kind of like EVM compatible one. Like a few of them are going to Solana. Really, it's up to the projects, but I would say most of the projects are moving on, sadly enough.
That's tough. That's difficult, but I guess that's the risk that we're all playing here. You know, what could happen if the chain, if all the, even if the NFT projects are doing great, the chain could always have something go wrong.
Well, yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because it was that exactly. Like, Luna crashed for the 2-3 days that it was crashing, and I was just like, well, at least I have my baby girl Kadena, and then I look at my miner and the network's down, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, don't do this to me, man. But luckily that was more of like, I think it was a server-based thing, like a pool-based thing. So like pool flare and shit went down for a bit, but I don't think the network necessarily did, But yeah, either way, I was like, please don't do this to me.
Yeah, I guess we can, that's kind of like a gateway, I guess, into KMC. So if you guys don't mind introducing yourselves, you guys are an NFT mining protocol. So you guys, that's as deep as I really know it. I'm sure you guys can explain a lot further, so please feel free.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're doing at Kadena Mining Club is in August, that's when the mint of Kadena Mining Club is going to be. We are projecting. In August, we're launching a collection of 10,000 animated cryptocurrency mining NFTs built on Kadena. Within that NFT that you buy, not only are you getting an NFT, but you're also buying ASIC mining power on the Kadena network. So you're going to be owning mining power, you're going to be owning NFT. And we also have a really cool utility with the DAO. So the community who owns the NFTs will actually have some input on how the mining farm grows, how the community grows. And we're really excited for that. But the really important thing is we're bringing crypto mining to NFTs on Kadena.
Yeah, I think that's definitely really cool, because obviously the whole pool flare debacle went down. So we need a lot more pools if we really want to become decentralized, because also solo miners, I think solo mining will end up being very profitable for Kadena with, their Chainweb solo mining node updates and stuff like that. Yeah. I hear it's like 90% of the profitability of, I think, pool flare and stuff like that. But I think you guys could definitely be one of those pools. Just, I guess is the way to say it. So, yeah, definitely cool. So, per NFT, I guess like for the NFTs, what mining ASICs are you guys going to be getting? Is it KD6, KD5, the new fast miners ASIC?
Yeah. Great question. Just to take a quick step back about your points about pool flare and decentralizing the network, that's definitely one of our main goals, to play a role in further decentralizing Kadena. We're definitely not going to be jumping on board pool flare. We had a conversation with a new mining pool that's coming out. We've thought about doing our own. The decision is going to be made, in the future, but we're definitely not jumping on pool flare. So, to answer your question about what specific miner we're actually going to be buying, we have been having some discussions with a few of the manufacturers, just trying to gauge, what we could possibly get in August. And, ultimately, we don't have a solid answer on which miner we're going to get. We're just still working to get the best price. A couple months ago, there was a number, 34,000 for KD6s. I'm not saying there was a contract in front of us, but if we did buy those KD6s for 34, that really wouldn't have been a good deal for the mining club. So we're glad we didn't do that. And, we're pretty confident we're going to get a really good deal on hardware.
Yeah, that's cool. Cameron, I know I've been talking a little bit, so if you just want to chip in with anything, feel free at any time. don't want to steal the show. So yeah.
But yeah, I'm being that guy, and I'm just listening right now. But yeah, I'll speak up if I need to. I'm just gonna have a dab real quick, and then I'll be more into the convo.
So I guess this leads to my next question, which is talking about like these different ASICs. How many ASICs are going to be dedicated, like, or how many NFTs are going to be dedicated per ASIC? I guess I should say. So is it going to be like split up between 5 NFTs, 10 NFTs, the rewards, whatnot?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our goal is to get as much hash rate per NFT. So when we originally announced our white paper back in March, the number we were looking at was one NFT would be about 200 gigahash of mining power. So that's an eighth of a KD box per NFT. But ultimately, with the market fluctuation, and we stated this earlier, like we do not know how much hash power each NFT will have. As the markets constantly change, the cost of hardware is going to change, the difficulty is going to change. So what we're really looking to do is secure a letter of intent with a ASIC manufacturer prior to mint. So our goal is to have this answer 100% nailed down at least 2 weeks, hopefully more than that, before we actually sell the NFTs. So everybody that is buying our NFT will know exactly how much hash power they're going to get.
That's really cool. I think that's the transparency is definitely needed there, especially when it comes to mining and NFTs. Especially, I think we go back to the pool flare thing. There was definitely not enough transparency with the community and the miners. Like Cameron said, he was pretty worried about the whole situation, especially after getting burned on his Terra NFTs. Yeah. So it's good that you guys are focusing on that transparency aspect. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So I think you guys have already decided on a set price for the NFTs mint. So could you just like reiterate that on the space?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 2 prices for our NFTs. We have a whitelist where 1,500 NFTs are going to be available for $200 each. And then our public sale has 8,500 NFTs. We plan on those being $300 each. What's important for us is, raising more money essentially gives us larger discounts on the hardware that we can get. So like one person buying a KT6, like you're going to have to pay a premium for that. But when you're able to do a bulk order, we can get better prices.
Yeah, and sadly, those deals don't normally start until around 100 machines. So,
and that's right around where we are, if not higher.
Yeah, so I guess if anything, that kind of leads into a question of mine. For the people, really looking at it as far as getting into mining, a lot cheaper, as far as getting into at least Kadena mining specifically. Pardon me. What kind of, obviously you don't know right now how much, hash rate an NFT is going to have or whatnot, but do you have a structure as far as like a return on investment you guys will be aiming for, as far as like, will that, $300 NFT hopefully make the $300 back in, a year, or like, is there an idea of how long it might take? And if that, utility kind of obviously, because, mining obviously goes up and down and you never know, and it's subject to change always. What other utilities or aspects to the NFTs have you guys thought of bringing in that will help to, ease the pain, so to speak, for long holders and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question, Cameron. When we first built our white paper, the price of Kadena was obviously a little bit higher, and the ROI that we were aiming for, and we were there pretty much, although it is tough to estimate with as network difficulty increases and everything. we were pretty much around a year ROI. So pretty similar to if you were to go out and buy an ASIC miner a few months ago, right? 1 year ROI. That's pretty much what people can aim for when they're buying an ASIC. Now things have changed a little bit. We still like to keep it as close to 1 year as possible. But again, things constantly change. So we're going to make sure everybody's updated with that. Question about, the long
Hey,
term.
Matt, can I just add in there real quick?
Dan, absolutely. Hell
Yeah,
Dan.
I would just say a good gauge, the way I saw it was, so at the time we were touring around with about a 34K price. But, kind of the street price at that time was over 50, just kind of to give an idea of the scale of the bulk buy. But essentially and then of course, we have expenses to bear, not all of that, 34K miner goes back to the community. But essentially the ROI was about in line as if you went and got one of those on your own, which was pretty good, because going and getting one on your own, you would need to come up with again, at the time, I think we were right at just a little over 52K. I'm talking about for a KD6. And so the ROI on that, at the time that we came up with 200 gigahash, the ROI was essentially about the same as if you went and bought a miner on your own, except obviously with the big advantage of not needing $50,000. You could come in at at any level you liked, starting at 300, and then of course the benefit of not dealing with the noise, heat, power, and that kind of thing. So I would suspect, at least as a goal, because things are so kind of turbulent right now, is like how much the ROI is when you buy any kind of mining equipment right now today. I think as at least a goal, we would be looking at, matching what you would, or perhaps even doing better than what you'd better do on your own.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Thanks for that explanation, Daniel. And then to continue answering your question, Cameron, about what other aspects of utility does this NFT have for our longer term holders? So the first, we suspect that our relationship with manufacturers is going to continue to grow, and we're fostering a relationship there. So we'd love to be able to get miners for the community at much better prices than you can get online. So that's one thing. The second thing is the DAO. So with the DAO, after we mint the NFTs, we're going to take 25% of all the miners that we have and point them to the DAO wallet. And the DAO wallet is really going to be how we grow and how we continue to add hash power to NFTs as time goes on. The way that we're doing that, it's a little bit tricky. I recommend reading our white paper if you haven't yet. It kind of gives a little more in-depth detail on how that process is going to work. But we're doing it as fair as I think we possibly can.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Excited to see how it is actually put into place, which is, I think it's a really cool idea, and definitely want to see how it's going to be done, because I think a lot of NFT projects, it's either hit or miss when it comes to DAO wallets. Some of them can fall apart. Some of them will make it big,
Yeah.
So yeah, excited to see how you guys implement that.
Absolutely. We have a fantastic lead developer, Todd Jad. He's up here as a speaker. And one of the things that we've been talking about is making sure that all of our code is fully audited prior to the launch, to avoid any type of hacking scenarios. And we haven't really talked about this too much, Todd, but I'd love to do some, maybe like a stress test where we can offer a prize for people to try to break the code before we actually launch.
Yeah, bug bounty is definitely going to be on the list of things that we're going to do, especially on the test net before people actually have to spend their own gas.
Awesome. Thanks for that addition, Todd.
Nice. So I guess on the more, because we were just talking about, I think, buying the NFTs and how they're going to be how like KDA is going to be rewarded to the holders, right? So I think an important question here is, will it be on a third-party marketplace, or will it be on your guys' own marketplace with Marmalade, or any other potential options?
Yeah, we're definitely not building our own marketplace. So, our game plan is to go on whichever, there's no reason we can't be on multiple marketplaces. So we'll just go towards whichever one's the best. And there's quite a few being built. So, a lot of things can change in 3 months.
Yeah, totally. And also, like Hypercent NFT Marketplace and Bibena NFT Marketplace, they're going to be utilizing Marmalade, which is going to be really cool to see. So you guys are going to be able, I think it makes it easier for the NFTs to have more interoperability with their corresponding DAO wallets, right? I think that's one aspect of Marmalade, which I think could really help you guys in the long run with rewarding KDA to the holders and rewarding KDA to the DAO wallet and whatnot. So, yeah.
Yeah. So for Marmalade, one of the things that really benefits is you can have royalty payments. So when somebody sells your NFT, you might set your NFT to have a value of 4% royalty, and then 4% of that transaction gets sent back to the DAO wallet for you. So we're definitely looking forward to the launch of Marmalade, and then hopefully that these secondary marketplaces end up taking advantage of that feature. That's one of the biggest ones for Marmalade for me.
Awesome. So yeah, will there be a KMC token?
So no plans on a KMC token at the moment, like before mint. Maybe as time goes on, that's something we can look at, but we're not planning on a KMC token right now. Our goal is our goal is paying everybody in Kadena, right? So we're not going to be giving out some KMC token in exchange for your mining power. It's like, you're going to get Kadena. It's going to be as if you were actually mining Kadena yourself. That's our goal.
Yep. Awesome.
So that actually brings me to a point that's interesting as far as like an NFT trader side of things as well, is, not only are they NFTs that come with value in a coin, but they're actually linked to it as well. So when Kadena goes up and down, in theory, the value of them could go up and down with it, which gives plenty of opportunity to take advantage of that royalty fee and also like sell stuff and buy stuff at certain times, right? Like when the market dips, you're going to have people want to buy more hash power when people want to sell it, but that kind of leads me more to a question as far as the more NFT side. What else, as far as like, I know one of the NFTs gets a miner, like so on and so forth. What kind of traits, what kind of stuff are you looking for is more on the NFT side of things? Are you looking to do some one-of-ones and some more valuable ones? Are you going to add maybe extra utility to certain, traits? Like, what do you have any plans for that, or speak more on the NFT side of it if you could?
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of the traits, like if you haven't seen our miners, I definitely recommend checking them out. The NFTs, we call them the miners. Really, we wanted to make sure that all the properties had something to do with with Kadena, with mining. It has some, I guess, callback to what we're doing every day. So what we've seen so far, we've seen Dr. Haber, one of the Kadena team members. We're going to see more Kadena team members coming out in the very near future. We have the Gold Shell, the CEO NFT. So we're doing some shout outs to the ASIC manufacturers themselves. We're going to have more Kadena focused traits coming out soon. We have the Mom NFT. If you haven't seen the Mom NFT, it's really cool, where there's because ultimately the miner is like a KD6 or like a bigger miner, and then the Mom has the KD boxes. It's kind of funny. I think Wade did a great job on that one. So you mentioned the KD6, I think, as a prize. So we're going to have 10 ultra rare NFTs that we're calling them. One of them is Dr. Haber. One of them is the CEO, the Gold Shell one. And those 10 NFTs are going to come with some really fantastic prizes. It's like $200,000 worth of prizes, between $200,000 and $250,000 worth of prizes if you mint one of the ultra rare NFTs. And you can learn more about that in our Discord under the sneak peek or giveaway section. Finally, in terms of giving rewards or giving more hash rate maybe to certain traits, that's not something we're planning on doing right away. But maybe a little hint that I can drop is the KMC Technology Lab. When that begins after mint, we might see some things changing up and maybe some people getting some more hash power. Cool. Did I get everything there? I think I got everything from that one, Cameron.
Oh yeah, no, that was awesome. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. So, I guess on the topic of location of these miners, so I'm gonna guess you're from the U.S. So will all these miners be located in the U.S. and will they be located in the same locations or will they be spread across?
Good question. So we are going to be partnering with a third-party hosting facility for well over 98% of our miners. So they're going to be powered by renewable energy, whether it's hydropower or nuclear power. We haven't decided on which partner we're going to go with yet, but the ones that we're talking to are very ready and they'll very happily have us. For the 2% of miners that aren't going to be at that hosting facility, something we're building, and I just referenced this a little bit, was the technology lab. So there's a reason that a couple of the miners aren't going to be going to the hosting facility. They're going to be coming to Daniel and I, but those miners are not going to be the miners that are paying out, the NFT holders. They're not going to be the DAO miners. They'll either be creator wallet miners or they'll be miners that Daniel and I may personally own. But the only reason we're doing that is because we have a lot of really exciting stuff planned for the KMC Technology Lab.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. I was going to ask some environmental-based questions, so that's cool that you guys are actually using renewable energy. That's, I think, maybe that might be a first from the mining NFTs that I've seen on Ethereum and other chains. So that's really cool. Yeah, definitely future-proofing yourselves with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of things to think about going renewable. The first is it's obviously in line with Kadena's green mining initiative that's being announced this year. Obviously, we all want to save the environment and have a nice, healthy planet to pass down to the next generations of humans. But thirdly, you got to think of from a regulatory standpoint. And one of my personal beliefs, and I could be totally wrong, is that I kind of have a feeling if mining really comes under fire from regulators, they're going to go after people using coal, people using dirty energy. And I'd really like to, as you said, future-proof, keep us all protected by just jumping straight to renewable. I don't think we can go wrong by doing it this way.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a great thought process. So I think that's mainly all the questions that are from me today. Cameron, if you have any other questions, feel free to chip in. I'm also going to be adding some speakers here if they want to ask any questions. And if anyone else wants to ask questions, feel free to just request and I'll add you up here.
All right. MGK, I know you've been waiting since I think the beginning. What's up?
Oh, how's it going, you guys? Yeah. Thanks for pulling me up. Yeah, I wanted to mention about the purchase of miners because, I saw the K300s from a company called Fast Miners, if anybody's checked that out.
Uh-huh.
These things are like, the same hash rate and power consumption as the KD6s, but they're like $20,000. They're not out yet. But they have a financing option, and that's kind of what I was waiting for, something around that price. So maybe it could be really good for us, to figure out what exactly they're going to be doing and see how those things are working and potentially saving a lot of money. because those KD6s are crazy. And I was talking with this guy from China, and he seems really legit. And he would put up these videos of like a warehouse that got tons of miners that he's shipping out and selling them, and I'd be like, okay, anybody could just get those videos and post them and say that that's them. Like, go ahead and write this on a piece of paper and the date and like hold it in the video. And he did it. So I was like, okay, this guy's actually working in a warehouse. So he's been trying to sell me miners. And then somebody messaged me and said, hey, have you talked to this guy recently? I haven't been able to get a hold of him. And I was like, yeah, I just talked to him today. He wants me to buy like 5 KD6s. And he's like, yeah, well, I paid him like weeks ago, and now he's not talking to me at all. So he thinks that he got scammed. So that's unfortunate. And I hope, we definitely want to stay protected and get a vouched for, a good reference for who we're going to work with, because that's still happening. People are getting scammed. Yeah.
It's a shame. You always got to do your own diligence for sure. And I would say, those private sellers are pretty sketchy, especially if they're coming out of China these days, because they're technically not even allowed to sell or have miners in China. So a lot of them are trying to like get rid of shit and scam people, to be honest. So it's pretty sketchy. But yeah, no, I know personally, I've had conversations with people that are very close with fast miners. I've had conversations with them myself, and they're actually based out of California. So like they, they're North American local, and yeah. So, well, at least for me, I'm Canadian. So it adds for me a little bit of security. Like I'd rather, I was going to hope that there would be a miner come to North America or Europe, European based, manufacturing, and I would have even paid more. The fact that they're less and they have a financing option, plus the financing option also comes with hosting, and they look like they're going to be trying to do things pretty proper and right, and at least help the little guy out that has a little bit more money to spend. But yeah, for those that don't have the 10 grand to spend on an ASIC as well, it's it's not too bad. We'll hopefully get some cheaper miners here pretty quick. It's just got to wait for it.
So I got a question about the dispersion of the mining rewards for the holders, because I know some people really value Virgin Coin, that comes straight from the protocol. I'm wondering if is that how this is going to try to be implemented, where we figure out some way with Pact or divvying up the rewards that come straight from the protocol, or are they going to kind of go to like a wallet first and then be dispersed?
Yeah, so the plan right now is for them to go to a wallet before they're dispersed. That's something that I'm speaking about with Todd, our lead developer. Maybe it is possible to send them directly out to the wallets, but it's something we're still working on. Is there anything you want to add to that point, Todd?
Yeah, so one limitation with sending things directly out to the wallets would be, I know Kadena has pretty minor gas fees, but if you send every payout to like 10,000 wallets, those things add up pretty quick. So that's why we're planning on paying out from a centralized wallet, and from there, that would be distributed after we determine that it's worth sending the rewards. So we don't know the exact time frame right now, but we got to make sure it's worth sending the rewards, even with the minor gas fees.
Nice. How did you guys find the animator that made some of those moving parts?
Oh yeah, we hosted a art contest.
Oh, that's right.
A couple months ago, and he submitted the Haber one, and then he messaged us. Yeah, okay, you guys want to get your NFTs animated? And yeah, here we are. Mega is awesome. We're really happy to have Mega on board, and that just brings a whole nother attribute to this NFT collection, animation.
Yeah, man, I would love to contribute with music. I don't know if you guys thought about putting some different, music tracks on the different NFTs, but that's what I do. I've been a composer my whole life, and I guess I've been in the community of this project for, I don't know, it feels like a few months now. And yeah, if you guys want to talk about that, just hit me up and let me know.
Have MG, have you heard the Formula One theme song, like the promotion
by
song?
Brian Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really like how in that song they bring the car noise into the song.
Nice.
So maybe if you want to like try to make ASIC fan noise sound good,
for sure.
we could do like a promotion.
Yeah, for sure. One piece that I did, I used I have like some electric skateboards, and the motors sound so freaking cool. They have like this really kind of glassy, metallic, multi-tonal kind of like, but there's like a few tones happening at once. So I recorded those sounds and I like mapped them across my keyboard, and I set it to legato so I can like slide from one note to the next. And I would use it to like play the melodies. And then on another piece, it was for the this was music for an NFT that was going into the SpaceX. And do you remember when they did the Inspiration 4, they sent 4 civilians up to space? So they had like a charity for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and we donated a piece. And in the music for that, I used the sound of the Falcon Heavy launch. Not so much in a musical sense, but I definitely like, twisted it up a bit to make it as musical as possible. It was like a... So yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Awesome. Send some of your stuff our way. We'd love to take a look at it.
Yeah, for sure. Cheers. We'll let somebody else yap now.
Thanks for the questions.
Thanks, MJ. I see Kadena Life Sales requesting, so let's get Damien up here. Is it Damien or is it Miriam? You playing a prank?
It is Miriam. No, I gotta get her to talk. She's like such a cool lady. It's gonna happen very soon, as soon as we get a second of time. But what's up, Matthew? How you been, man? It's been a little while.
I've been doing well, Damon. It's good to have you on here. You always seem to jump into into the spaces. I always see you around.
Yeah, I mean, I try to participate as much as possible. I've been so busy recently. But I just want to say that, what you said about the green mining, I think whether the perception is real or not, because if we look at fiat, for example, the amount of energy that is used is ridiculous compared to what Bitcoin uses, for example. Whether the perception is real or not, the community really needs to be mindful, because that social perception, I think, will really determine the attitude of the masses towards Kadena. So I think it's a really good direction that you guys are taking, and I think all of us should be mindful about that. Even though if you actually learn about it, it doesn't really matter. But until people get educated about what mining is, what fiat is, it's important that the community is mindful, that Kadena is mindful about doing as much green mining as possible. So that's I think that's great that you guys are doing that.
Absolutely, Damien. Thanks. It is really important for us to do that, and like you said, the social perception of it. That's why you are doing the. Did you announce it yet? I don't want to announce it.
Yeah. No. That's absolutely it. The tree planting, part of the proceeds of this collection is going to be for that tree planting, and also to capitalize on the fact that I have these 2 tree planting videos that both have 1.6 million views, to capitalize on that audience, to bring them to Kadena, to take a look at Kadena. It's crazy what's been happening here. On Thursday, we set up an art show for Miriam with NFTs and her physical artwork, and now we're talking to the Minister of Culture down here. We're talking to the Congress of Lawyers. When I told them, we met with the Congress of Lawyers and I told them, hey, you guys, these are smart contracts that lawyers can read. Now they're sponsoring the event, and it's becoming so much bigger than an art show. I'm like so busy putting this together for just normal people to come and learn about Kadena and NFTs, and not just me. We're getting other projects to come and talk. It's gonna be awesome, and it's just happening. It's blowing up all right now in this little city that has, it's a small city. Everybody knows each other, so that's exciting as well. Because we want to bring the masses to be aware of these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're up there talking with the Minister of Culture and all these people, and I can't even get a response from one of my representatives here in the United States.
You got to keep knocking. It was like magical the way we found this the connection. I went to go change dollars because here in Argentina You don't want to change the official price. It's a long story. But I went to go change dollars in the Black Cave, and the guy says, "Oh yeah, I know this guy, this lawyer that specializes in NFT technology." And I'm like, "Really? Pass the number." Because I spoke to already 3 people that just look at me like I'm from Pluto. And then I got in contact with this guy that knows, and because he knows and he has the contact, it's just everything, and he knows everybody already. When I told him, he didn't know about Kadena. It's actually she. She didn't know about Kadena, and when I told her smart contract with that you guys can read, they looked at each other, and I swear I could telepathically see the dollar signs crossing their minds, and they said, "We want to sponsor the event." And boom, we had the Congress of Lawyers, and that's how now we're talking to the Minister of Culture, and it's becoming this much bigger thing that we could have possibly imagined.
That's awesome, Damien. I'm really happy for you and for Miriam and for the project and for all the good that you're going to do for Kadena, because that's
That'd be great. It's cool. You guys are going to see
what
some
it's about.
pictures of this event. I'm really excited, but also extremely busy. And what you guys are doing is just freaking awesome, man. What a great idea. And I can't wait to see it bloom and flower the way everything is happening all across the board.
Yeah, I can't wait till August myself. But I can't wait to see pictures either. I can't wait to see pictures of your real life event, because MOK and Kadena Turkey, I'm sure you've seen what they've been doing. I think that is just so amazing.
Yeah, I have. I talked to Andre as well from Hypercent. I said, if you could get down to Argentina and talk at this event, it would be such a slam dunk, because we're already going to get media coverage on this. But this could be something, like I said, it just caught fire. And we realized that in the real world, there's a hunger for them to learn about this stuff. They're hungry to learn about this stuff. We thought the art world was snubby about it or snobby about NFTs, and no, not quite the opposite.
Definitely, man. We got to have you up for NFT Basel in Miami this year, because that was a party last year.
Did anybody go to Bitcoin Miami?
No, I didn't make it to that one.
Yeah, I went, and it's fascinating how many people don't know about Kadena.
Dude, right.
I just asked people, even at ETH Denver, I was like, I would go, like the guy from Masari, I just like people, I'd be like, oh, okay, what do you guys think about Kadena? And they're like, what? You mean Cardano? I'm like,
dude, that is what everybody says. What do you mean Cardano? It's like,
it's like, oh, you basic bitch, you know nothing. So yeah, this crazy thing. I just have a little story to tell, because you guys were talking about lawyers. It kind of reminded me of what's happening right now. At the Miami Bitcoin conference, they had a bull riding competition, and if you guys go look at my pinned tweet, you can see kind of like a little bit of what I posted about it, because I won this competition, and the prize is 1 Bitcoin, right? So like thousands of people tried, and I got 2 minutes and 52 seconds. And then so I had won the competition after 4 days of trying and busting my face open. I have a huge scar now, and just trying. I think I rode 6 times in total. About an hour after I won, they like pulled me aside and they're like, "So, actually, your ride started at 3:01, and our cutoff was 3 p.m. So technically, we have to give the prize to the second place guy." And I saw that second place guy over there, and he was like, he had his like little buddy with him, probably like a lawyer friend or something, and they were just like, you could tell, right? It was serious, and I was going like, "What's going on over there?" And then so yeah, that's what happened. So I won this competition, and then they didn't give me the prize. So I tried to talk with them since then, and that was like almost 2 months ago. I feel like now, maybe 6-7 weeks, and yeah, nothing. Like they just ignored me, right? So then a lot of people that were at the event that saw me win and that were like rooting for me throughout the week, they got mad also, and they were like tweeting and all the tweets got deleted. What? So so like some people reached out, like a journalist from Wired who had been already working on a huge article about this company, which is called Bullish, because their whole exchange got started with fraudulent liquidity that came from the ICO of the EOS blockchain, right? And now the EOS blockchain is the community is like suing Block One, which is the company that did that ICO, for like $4 billion. And the way that they got out of it is they took that money and they put it into a new company, and they call it Bullish, and it's exchange, right? And Bullish is the company that put on the bull riding competition. So that guy reached out to me and was going like, what's going on? You know, like what happened? And then somebody else from Bloomberg also reached out to me, and the company just they just ignored the whole thing, you know? And then so I found like a lawyer that's really into crypto and NFTs and stuff, and he was really excited, and he has a great team, and they jumped on the case. So we're just kind of, you know, waiting for them to get back. But you know, if anybody is interested in linking up with that lawyer and that team, because I think they're pretty good, and they're into crypto and NFTs and stuff like that. And then at Consensus in Austin here in June, they're doing another competition, and this time I've been training for it. So like I've been riding my friend's horse. Like I'm on the diet. I'm exercising. Like I'm gonna win this one. I had a pretty wide margin on the last one, but I need to rub something in their face. And yeah. So anyways, that's my little story I wanted to share.
Well, I hope you get your Bitcoin, MG, because it sounds like you deserve one.
Thank you. I don't have one yet, and I honest to God, I would just swap it out for Kadena. But yeah,
yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's awesome, man. That's a great story, and I hope that you get that Bitcoin. And also, you know, as you're talking, another thing that hit me is, you know, if you have troubles finding, you know, being able to talk to representatives, for example, Matthew, I got to tell you, like for all of us, to keep this in mind when you do have to talk to a lawyer or someone that is in government, when you start saying this is a smart contract that you can read. It was like by accident I said that, and it was the way. So that's a huge, powerful point about tax and Kadena that can get your foot in the door with these people that, especially a lawyer who knows crypto, who knows NFT technology. They will get very excited about that if they don't know about Kadena already.
A smart contract that you can read.
Yeah, that's a good selling point.
Like I said, by complete accident, I realized these guys looked at each other and the lights went on, and they turned. Oh yeah, I'm going to sponsor you guys. I'm like, okay, cool. And now we're doing an event where we're having this guy. He owns a software company down here. He's got like 50 employees. He's big. The company's called Siloper. He's going to talk at the event. There's another NFT startup on Polygon. I don't like Polygon, but we inviting them as well because they can know people, and it's becoming so much bigger than what I thought it was. And the coolest thing about it is that we kind of have the coronation of this event. In other words, we're the ones that are like in the central part of it. We were the ones that initiated we didn't expect for this to happen. And it's an opportunity for Kadena to really hold the spotlight. And if I have to do it by myself, I will. I've contacted every Kadena. I'm like, you guys, please take advantage of this. So hopefully they'll respond and have someone talk about for them, you know. Otherwise, it's going to be me. But you know, I'll do my best either way. Either way, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be cool, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I have full confidence in you, Damien. I think you'll do a great job.
Also, with MGK, I used to do sound design. I know all the crazy. I know Massive. I used to. I'm also in sound production, but that was a long time ago. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have no musical talent. So, awesome. Do we have any other questions from the audience? Feel free to raise your hand. Feel free to ask in our Discord channel, the AMA questions channel, or the general channel, and we'll be happy to answer those for you. It's good to see a lot of people that I recognize in here. The whole Kadena fam. I like Kadenian's new. I know Kadenian doesn't like talking, but he's got a new NFT collection that is coming out, and I'm really looking forward towards that.
Oh yeah, the Kadenians.
The Kadenians.
Is that the one here that looks like it's a little circus oriented?
Yeah, with the Canadians, he's in Buenos Aires, so he's like 3 hours away. I told him, you got to come to this event. So man, you're here. He's listening. You got to come to this event, man.
I went to the Kadena event in Miami too. That was really good.
You know, when I was there for NFT Basel, there was a party that Kadena was apparently sponsoring, or like their logo was on it at one of the hotels. And I went to the hotel. Someone I met down there gave me a ticket to the event, and I went in, and I couldn't find anybody that knew anything about Kadena. It was really strange.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. They said like a lot of people just got wind of a party, so just a bunch of people came to a party. So for this event, it was much more focused on panels with like Paul and Francesco, and like people in the eco and Stuart and yeah, it was rad. I mean, I was so impressed to meet that guy Stuart and just listen to his outlook on the world and the government and everything. And I was just like, yes, this is the kind of guy that I want to like, you know, team up with or you know, like be part of, because that we shared like a lot of the same. I'm sure a lot of us, you know, share the same ideals as far as government and da 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 da. I just want to know if Kadena is ever going to implement privacy features a la Monero or something like that. That would be rad.
I don't know if they're going to do that, but they're definitely going to do big stuff. I like hearing them talk about, like, you know, Martino and Popejoy's background of being from JP Morgan, and, you know, Kadena is the only, I think, technology, or one of the only technologies that can handle all the stock market transactions. So, I mean, just imagine that. Imagine if, you know, 30 years from now, Kadena manages the stock market. Like, they're the back-end technology. I think a lot of this is possibilities, for sure.
I wonder if that's a potential partnership with FTX, right? Because those guys are doing stocks now.
I haven't looked at that.
Yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried, he's been testing the implementation of stock trading on their platform. Fascinating. Why transgress, though? Back to stock market.
Yeah.
The big stock market. The Melvin Capitals of the world and the Citadels and all this shit that we hate.
Well, if nobody has any other questions, I guess the thing I'll end on for now is we have a new NFT coming out probably in the next week. And it is of one of the Kadena founders. So we have Haber already. So that means it's either Martino or Popejoy. And I can't wait to release that one. Again, I think it's the best one yet. So I can't wait to share it.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So thank you everyone for coming to the space today. Thank you, Cameron and KMC, Daniel, Jad. Thank you all for coming on. Yeah, it's been great. Very excited for the future of KMC. We'll probably be minting one myself, because obviously in New York we can't mine here anymore because of the new restrictions. So I guess this is one way that I can earn KDA and passive income. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Terra Spaces, thank you for coming today and being here. Hopefully you guys get your grant soon, so we can have a Kadena Spaces soon that can record every Kadena related space. That's something going to be helpful. So just thank you for showing up. And yeah, thank you everybody. Take care.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me, guys. And yeah, definitely looking forward to what you guys are gonna do with your project and everything. It's an exciting prospect for sure.
Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate it. It was really nice seeing you again and talking to you, Damien, the whole KMC team, Manatee, everybody else who joins. Thanks for your time today.
Yeah. Everybody have a good day, and we'll talk to you guys later.
That wraps it up for another amazing AMA. Thank you very much for listening. Here at KPN, we strive to bring an open platform for projects being built on Kadena to present themselves to the community. Please ensure to do your own research on each project before investing. Also ensure to follow all our social media, from Twitter to subscribing to our weekly newsletter, to ensure you are up to date on everything KDA related. You can find the links directly on our SoundCloud profile page. Thank you and take care.